Hey everyone, welcome back to InfoLab. Today, we're delving into one of Marvel's most formidable and complex characters, the Sentry. We'll explore the contrast between his comic book and MCU portrayals, and then immerse ourselves in the gripping Siege storyline, highlighting Sentry's most devastating moments. Let's dive in. In the comics, Robert Reynolds, aka the Sentry, is a character of immense power and profound complexity. After ingesting the Golden Sentry Serum, Reynolds gains the power of a million exploding suns. But with this power comes a dark alter ego, the Void, a manifestation of his inner turmoil and fears. His abilities are vast: superhuman strength, speed, flight, invulnerability, energy projection, and even molecular manipulation. He's taken on the Hulk, torn Ares apart, and has regenerative capabilities that allow him to reform from mere atoms. However, his greatest battles are often internal, struggling to keep the Void at bay. In the MCU's Thunderbolts Asterisk, we meet a different Sentry, introduced as Bob, portrayed by Louis Pullman. He's a disheveled figure subjected to unethical experiments by Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. The serum grants him immense power, but also fractures his psyche, giving rise to the Void. While he exhibits superhuman abilities, strength, speed, flight, the MCU Sentry is notably less powerful than his comic counterpart. In fact, his power is described as that of 1,000 exploding suns, a significant reduction from the comic's million. Interestingly, the MCU introduces a new ability reminiscent of DC's Omega Sanction. This power allows Sentry to trap his enemies in a loop of their most traumatic memories, forcing them to relive these moments with increasing intensity. It's a psychological weapon that adds a new layer to his already formidable arsenal. Imagine a force so powerful, so unstoppable, that not even gods can stand in his way. What if Sentry, the man with the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns, went rogue? What if he never got exhausted? This is not just a story. This is annihilation incarnate. Equals Marvel's Siege storyline shook the very foundation of the Marvel Universe. After the events of Secret Invasion, Norman Osborn devised a plan. He would assemble a team of heroes, march on Asgard, and position himself as the savior of humanity. Loki tricked Osborn by convincing him that taking down Asgard would solidify his power forever. So Osborn brought his greatest weapon, Sentry, and when he marched on Asgard, Sentry unleashed hell. Alone, he decimated the entire Asgardian armada, including Thor. But in the original story, after killing Ares and fighting the Avengers, Sentry became exhausted and the Avengers took him down. What if he never got tired? It all begins with a secret meeting between Norman Osborn and Ares. Osborn tries to convince the god of war that Asgard is plotting against humanity. Ares is skeptical. He warns Osborn, "If you're lying, I'll cut your head off." Ares asks who gave him this intel. Osborn refuses to answer. Ares snaps. But before Ares can strike, Sentry appears, tears Ares apart without breaking a sweat, literally rips him in two. This fight was supposed to happen during the Asgard siege, but now it happens early, which gives Sentry time to rest. Then comes the day of Asgard siege, and Sentry? He becomes death incarnate. Luke Cage is slaughtered. Thor first loses his arm, then his life. Captain America? Sentry blows his head off with his own shield. Death surrounds the battlefield. Morale is shattered. Iron Man arrives with reinforcements, but one by one, they all fall. Emma Frost mourns Cyclops. Dr. Doom finds her and says he has a plan. Doom takes Emma to Utopia, the mutant island, where Loki awaits. Loki tells Emma he knows who killed Bob Reynolds' wife, Lindy. If they reveal this to Sentry, maybe, just maybe, he'll turn against Osborn. Meanwhile, Osborn argues with the U.S. president. When the president threatens him, Osborn decides it's time to kill the president. Doom, Emma, Namor, and Loki return to Asgard, now under Osborn's control. They find Bullseye, the one who murdered Lindy. Doom warns them. Sentry is coming. He arrives. Emma confronts him and offers to show him the truth telepathically. She reveals Bullseye's betrayal. That's when it happens. Sentry's dark side, the Void, awakens. He crushes Emma's skull, kills Bullseye, and then unleashes pure death. Void, the angel of death, has arrived. His rage is like a broken dam, uncontrollable, unstoppable. Loki and Namor are destroyed in seconds. He tells Doom, "Beg for mercy and I might spare you." Doom replies, Doom kneels before no one, so Void kills him too. Osborn receives word. Sentry has gone completely out of control. Then Void appears before him. He says, Bob has handed me full control now. And then he kills Osborn. And that was just the beginning. What follows is a massacre so brutal it swallows entire nations. The remaining superheroes fall. The Earth crumbles. This isn't being narrated by Watt to the Watcher. No, this story is told by a Tau, a Watcher from a darker timeline. A timeline where Sentry was never exhausted. A timeline where death won. What if Sentry turned against us? We always feared the Void. But what we didn't know was that the Void feared no one. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want more dark alternate Marvel stories.